Hello, students. I'd like to talk to you today about one of my favorite parts of Latin, participles. Now, as we talk through participles, I'm going to draw some things up for you so that you can see what we're talking about. So let's get rolling. When we talk about participles, I want you to understand that they are actually verbal adjectives. That is adjectives formed from verbs. So when we look at page 137 together, you'll notice that the adjectives that are formed are actually they're actually from verbs. So if you look at the top one, for instance, then what we've got is we've got this word ambulo. So everyone say together what you think ambulo means. Say it.
Ambulance.
Say it. It's not ambulance. Nice try. Say it. It means to walk. Thank you so much. Good. So it means to walk. And as we are looking at that, you think, well, that doesn't sound like an adjective. I walk is not an adjective. That's exactly right. It's not an adjective. But when we change it ever so slightly so that it's ambulans, that means walking. As in, what sort of stick are you using? Why, I'm using a walking stick. So I think that maybe you'll notice here that we have this walking is a participle, ambulans is a participle, meaning a verbal adjective. So that's what we have that we're working with. You'll notice that in the next one, we have this word stantem. It comes from sto. What does sto mean? I stand. How do you hear that most often? You hear it when I'm using it as a command, which it would be sta, for instance, which means stand. Or when I say to all y'all to stand, I would say state. Y'all stand. Now, this is not one of those instances. Instead, what we have is we have stantem, which means standing. Standing. And in this instance, we talk about eudicus, standing. This could be any sort of thing standing, but that is another example of a participle. Now, let's look at this next one, and it is lacrimantes. What verb does lacrimantes come from? What verb does lacrimantes come from? Oh, come on, guys, you can do it.
Lacrimantes? What verb?
It comes from lacrimo.
Oh, yeah.
Lacrimantes comes from lacrimo. So notice that we, lacrimo means I cry. Lacrimantes means crying. Lacrimantes means crying. Are you starting to notice a pattern now? Oh, you are noticing a pattern. These participles that we're learning, actually, when we translate them into English, we're going to notice that they end in ing. That's how we form these participles. They end in ing in English. Now in Latin, hopefully you're noticing some trends too. They often will end in ns, or they'll have nt in the middle of them, and they might end in em, or they might end in es. Basically, they're going to have normal noun endings, which would mean they can agree with, which would mean that they're actually acting as adjectives. Now, adjectives have to agree with nouns, which we already know. Adjectives agree with nouns in 3 ways. And what are those ways? Somebody tell me. Yes, go ahead, please. Paradisa, talk to me. Gender, number, and case. That's correct. So gender, number, and case. And we have there the 3 ways that adjectives have to agree with nouns. Since these are actually adjectives, these are adjectives formed from verbs, then we know that these are going to have to agree in all those ways as well. Now let's do your first number together. This is 2A on page 137. Notice that it says astrologus in cubiculum erupit clamans. Astrologus in cubiculum erupit clamans. You should pause right now and repeat that. And the astrologer erupit, all right? He erupits into the bedroom. He bursts into the bedroom. And then notice we have this word clamans. Now you know what clamo means. Clamo means to shout, or more specifically, I shout. So hopefully, based on what we were just learning, you know that clamans means, wait on it, wait on it, wait on it, shouting. That's what clamans means. Now, what's the rest of your assignment? Thank you for asking. I want you to do 2A through D, and then 4A through E. All right, folks. Nice work today.
Can we just record ourselves shouting the answers?
And we can just shout the answers if you'd like. Clamans. We would be clamantes because we are, of course, there are two of us here, you see. Okay. I hope that was nice and clear for everyone. If you have any questions,
Shout them.
shout them out. Shout them out. All right.